The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, Rockwood, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
Right now, we're going to run out and catch up with our friends Phil and Stacy from the YouTube channel You, Me, and the RV. Hi, guys.
How's it going?
We're doing great. Well, I've watched your last few videos. You want to tell us where you are and what y'all are doing out there?
Well, currently we are in Phoenix, but all the excitement actually happened in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that, but couldn't you choose any place that was any warmer than that, or is that just the best you could do?
It was about as hot as we could find.
Yeah, we're doing this whole RVing, chasing 70 degrees wrong. I can tell you that.
Epic fail.
Yeah.
You know, here in Texas, it's been pretty warm, but I think about some of the videos. What was it, 115 the other day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And it's not very pleasant for 3 hours trying to find a campsite that you will get into and not trip the breakers. That heat it just felt like it was right here blowing on us the entire time.
Oh my
goodness. Of course, just so you know, we were out there because we're actually going to be in a TV show that's on Motor Trend's Discovery with Chad and Tara from Changing Lanes. So we were there for a reason. It definitely was not something we would have planned to be in Vegas in the summer, but it was a lot of fun and we had a blast. Even with the heat.
Looks like you've been doing a lot of stuff. I mean, y'all went kayaking. You almost, that was an adventure.
I almost think the kayak. You can say it.
Let me tell you, that water felt great in that temperature. Let's reflect off of that.
How many hours did you have to sit in that, Phil? Just, like in a sitz bath, except it was Lake Powell.
Probably a good 45 minutes to an hour before we actually flipped and figured out what the problem was.
Yeah, and I've been in a sitz bath. I prefer a sinking kayak any day.
Let's not go there.
Well, all kidding aside, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, but in 115-degree weather, how is the roof on your motorhome holding up? Have you been up there to check it out, or is it just too dang hot?
I have, and I get up there regularly. The roof is great. I keep it clean. I put a UV protectant on it once a month. I am terrified of my seals peeling back, the roof warping, something, because we do hang out in the Texas heat a lot. Unfortunately, San Antonio is very hot, so I am always looking after that roof. I stay on top of it, literally.
Phil's an old Navy guy, so he keeps that PQS up to date.
There you go. Well, it looks like you've had a lot of fun. Y'all went, I have never done this. I've flown over the Hoover Dam a million times, it seems like. Y'all went inside of it. How cool is that?
It was really cool. I mean, it is amazing what those men did to build the dam. I mean, it was a feat in itself. They invented processes to actually make it work while they're building it. So it's just a remarkable thing to see.
Yeah, it was a damn good tour. I say. And if you go to the Hoover Dam for the first time or the 17th time, I recommend taking that dang tour. It was phenomenal to crawl around. I mean, we went to one of the vent shafts, the air shafts, and looked out like in the middle of the dam itself. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw that. I also saw on another video recently that your toad was vandalized. Can you tell us about that? If they ever caught the culprit who broke in?
Well, apparently we found the one and only bear in Yosemite that had chapped lips and bad breath. That's what he was going for. That's all we had in the Jeep was chapstick and gum. And our camp host told us, hey, remove the air fresheners and food and all of that. So we thought we did a pretty good job. Completely overlooked the gum and the chapstick. Now, it's funny, too. This same bear has a GPS tracking collar on it, and it's chipped. So they know where the bear is, and they knew the bear was,
close
in the
by.
campground. And, they just let the bear do his thing. We did see the bear 2 other times while we were there, once about 15 yards away from the rig. I never picked up Gizmo as fast as I did and came right back in the rig.
Did it give you your chapstick or your toothpaste back?
No, he left it. So he actually, we think
smashed and ran.
Yeah,
basically.
we think when the driver's side window busted, that scared him off because he didn't really get inside. Had he got inside, he probably would have done a lot more damage. So we were lucky there, but
well, we weren't the only ones who got hit. It was actually 6 people who got hit that night.
Yeah.
2 vehicles were busted out, and then 4 RVs had their windows busted out.
Yeah, there was a couple that was in a travel trailer that actually had their covers pulled off of them by the bears. It was reaching in their window. That couple probably left at about 0600 the following morning.
Yeah, we saw them leaving with the window taped.
Did they do anything to the bear? A lot of times I hear when they got a nuisance bear, they either put it down or they tranquilize it and take it a long ways off.
Right.
Well, they didn't with this bear. They're kind of going to let it go because hunting season just started, and around Yosemite they do have bear season. When we left, it was bow season had just started, and then rifle season, I guess, is coming. And it's not just us; the bear's also messing with the townsfolk. So they think that the bear will, the townspeople will take care of it.
Those are good points or good questions, Alan. I specifically asked the rangers that question. Yeah. I said, hey, you've got a nuisance bear. Isn't it time to kind of come in and shoot it with a little dart and relocate it? He said they won't do it. And unfortunately, a lot of bears that are relocated, I didn't know this, will find their way back eventually.
They're like a cat. You can they really will. They'll find their way back home. I have a kind of an off-the-wall question to ask you. On when you guys are in a national park or BLM lands or national forest, do y'all have you run up against needing to have a permit or anything to videotape? Because I know your YouTube channel is so popular, and I've heard they're cracking down on people that have a YouTube channel. Have you had any problem with that, or?
They've actually changed the rules or the laws about videotaping in national parks. There was a YouTube channel that was fined $1,000 about a year ago, and they just had a handheld. They didn't have a production company. They didn't fly a drone. It was just a handheld. And somebody reported them. And after that, the law was changed because someone else actually sued them. So now we can videotape legally inside the park. Anybody can, unless they're doing something to disrupt the animals or have a production company or something. Although droning is still not allowed, and it probably will never be allowed because they don't want people, the drone over the animals, or of course safety of people as well.
Yeah, so if you do fly a drone and you're using the footage on a YouTube channel, you do have to have the Part 107 license, which we do. But there are a lot of YouTubers that are getting caught flying where they're not supposed to, and the FAA,
and they don't have a license.
Yeah, and the FAA is cracking down on that. So if they don't have a license, they're going to get a hefty fine.
But they still, with the license, you can't take the drone in the national park.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we are approaching the 20th anniversary of 9/11. That's why I wore my patriotic shirt here. But
love it.
What are your thoughts? What runs through your mind? I know y'all are retired Navy and you're very patriotic. What kinds of things do you think about now?
Well, for me, it just, reminds us how important these first responders are. And I don't mean just active duty military, but the firefighters and the police officers, people who will not think about their own life. And they risk it every day going into burning buildings or, for whatever reason. It really reminds us how wonderful this country really is and how many amazing people there are in it.
Yeah, and I still remember exactly where I was at, what I was doing the morning of, and I was in the security department at the time, so we are always looking to prevent things like that from happening on our installations. So it hit home to me because I worked extremely long hours during the initial hours of that. And when your kids drive through an armed checkpoint to go home from school, that hits you a little close to home. And our kids still remember that. And it's just, it's to me, it's sad that an event like that had to happen for our country to come together like it did. And I really wish that the country would remember the feeling then and continue that feeling going forward.
I think a lot of people have forgotten.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice? I mean, if it didn't take a disaster, a catastrophe, for people just put their political differences aside, and just be Americans for it. Kind of like in a campground, we don't talk politics in the campground. You just get along with people.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's no different. I always say all the time that, you have your Chevy guys and your Ford guys. They're passionate about one or the other, but at the end of the day, they can agree to disagree that one is better than the other, and they go about their business and they're still
absolutely
friends. So in the military, we don't see anything but one team, one fight.
Yep.
And across all branches, we may joke with the other services, that the Navy is better, but at the end of the day, it's one team, one fight. And that's why we are passionate about our veteran charity.
Yeah, for sure.
That we found, that we've latched onto. And Stacy can talk a little bit more about that.
Well, tell us about it.
Well, we were right at $70,000 raised for military charities just over the last 3 years. And we just visited one of the companies that we work with, which is e-bikes, electric e-bikes. And we popped in because we are planning a silent auction for our charity. And not only did they donate a bike, but they donated another $10,000 to Homes for Our Troops. So we are at almost $80,000 raised for our military charities. And, if you know us, that means more to us than our channel. I mean, I'm going to get all emotional, but it's so important to remember.
And it's called Homes for Our Troops?
Our Troops, yes. And they build adaptive homes for veterans that are severely disabled. And, our first key ceremony that we went to was actually in San Antonio. And if you've never been to one, let me tell you, bring some Kleenex, because it'll definitely clear your sinuses.
I just think about it. I think about the first responders and the military and the police, everybody, and it literally chokes me up, because I don't have the courage to do what thousands of people did and do every single day, and it just I'm just awe-inspired. If we can't, let's put a link up. If we got a link up, we do, don't we? To your charity there, if anybody is interested. Gosh, I think Miss Katie, if you can, put a link up.
I think she posted it in the comments, it looks like.
Okay. Yeah. Post it again if you would, honey. Before we close it out, tell us about, what is Full-Time Freedom Week? Stacy, what is that?
Oh, Full-Time Freedom Week. It's a lot of fun. It is an online, virtual seminar that they will release, 4 to 6 videos a day, and it's not just for new RVers, it's for all kinds of RVers. There's a ton of information, and then at the end of each day, when they close out the day, they do a little campfire session and go live, and they hand out a ton of prizes. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of information, and you can go to it sitting in your jammies if you would like.
Yeah, it's being fed through a fire hose, the amount of information you get. And like Stacy said, new RVer or long-time RVer, there's something to glean from that.
And how do people learn more about that? Can they go to You, Me, and the RV? And y'all have a link?
Absolutely. I have a link I just put on our Facebook page. They can also go to our website. We have it on our website as well.
All right. Real quick, what's the next couple of months look like for you guys? You, Me, and the RV. Are you going to stay out there in Las Vegas until you're just well done instead of medium done?
Well, we're headed to Bloom Fiesta. That's the next major event, and that's where we're doing our charity. We're doing a silent auction for Homes for Our Troops there, and we're going to be doing some giveaways. And then after that, we hopefully will continue to head to a cooler climate.
Yeah. Well, it won't be long. I mean, fall season, fall camping season is right around the corner. So.
Yeah.
So we will spend the whole summer in the desert. That's what's
this is crazy. I tell you, it's a beautiful part of the country. There's a lot to do, a lot to see. But I tell you, the people that live out here, you guys are a strong group of people. This heat will drive you out of here in a minute.
They're pretty rugged, I guess. Well, thank y'all so much for taking the time to bring us up to speed with what's going on. You got bears and kayaks and Hoover Dam and that e-bikes. You got all kinds of cool stuff going on.
Yeah, and we appreciate coming on the show. We love coming on the show and talking to you, Alan, and what you're doing for the RV community. Again, we appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, goes both ways. We'll catch up with y'all soon. Be safe, all right?
All right,
Thank you very much. Bye, guys.
All right, you take care. One of the things I like so much about, I think, Phil and Stacy's channel is that they show things that a lot of people would just let's not show that. They edit it out. They're not trying to pretend to be somebody. They just are who they are. And I think they do a really, really great job. You can follow Phil and Stacy Farley on YouTube. Just look up You, Me, and the RV.